If you're having issues trusting yourself to make the right decision, this video is for you. Hi, guys, my name is Stephania. Welcome to our channel where I share and remind you just how powerful you are from within so that you get to choose the life experience you want and it will be reflected in your physical experience. In today's topic, like I mentioned before, I wish to discuss how to feel confident around making life decisions, whether big or small because quite honestly, it's kind of like a muscle, learning to trust yourself, and then you just get better at it. And it's really, really cool once you can find that inner confidence to kind of like solve your own issues and make decisions that are best suited for yourself. And in case you're wondering what makes me knowledgeable enough to speak on this topic, is because when I was very young, used to be very insecure and I used to delegate my power and ask everybody else for advice before even listening to myself. And that included not just friends and family, but also strangers that I thought knew better than me, which is fine. It was part of my learning experience, right? Like, you don't know what you don't know when you didn't know. I don't know if that made sense. I hope it did. But definitely, like, all those experiences got me to where I am now. And eventually I needed to realize, right? Because it became really exhausting relying on other people's opinions or advice to make my dreams or like the life that I wanted come true because nobody knows what you want. You're the only one within. Your desires, your dreams, your aspirations belong to you because we're all so individualized. And so if you don't have that relationship with your inner being, with yourself, with your true self, your higher power, your infinite creative energy that loves and supports you so much, and if you start just going by what other people want, it's going to be confusing, it's going to create frustrations, and you're not going to feel the freedom of creation that is available to you and has always been available to you this entire time. But don't worry, you're here right now, and this video is going to help you. So you're definitely in the right path. I mean, first of all, let's talk about that. Let's discuss that. You're always in the right path. There are no wrong decisions. So anything that you decided in the past was just showing you what you didn't prefer. I say this in a lot of my videos, but I really need you guys to understand it because that's where you're going to understand that there are no real mistakes. And it's just part of the process of learning and understanding your creative power. For example, a silly but significant example, I think, is when you're going to a restaurant and from the menu, you get to decide what you want to eat. However, let's say for whatever reason you didn't enjoy the item you ordered, it's totally okay. It's not the end of the world. It was just showing you what you don't prefer. So I think a lot of people get hung up on like, oh no, I didn't like this. I made the wrong decision. And then it kind of like starts adding up, right? Like subconsciously, your brain is like, I don't know how to make my own decisions because I didn't do it right the last time. And then it like starts adding up. And then all of a sudden, you start believing in insecurity, where it was just part of the process of learning where else you can bring your attention, your energy, and your consumption, in this case, food. So, if you were to delegate that power and you're always telling somebody else, like, you tell me how to do this, you tell me what to do, you tell me what to order, it can create a toxic dynamic because your reliance on something outside of yourself when they are seemingly wrong, even though it's still a reflection of you because everything is energy, you're the center of your reality, and everything is just a reflection of you. But then you're going to be upset at the wrong decision they seemingly made you take. So it's kind of best to just take out the middleman and like come back to yourself and know that you can start exercising your power. I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, there's a space for collecting information, but know that you have freedom to create a brand new path that hasn't existed before. It's so fun when you realize that you get to choose what you want. And nobody else will ever know what it is because it's within you. Building a relationship consistently, progressively, and always in the present moment with your higher self and that infinite creative energy that you are, knowing that you're the center of your reality, will very quickly help you feel confident in your decision making skills. Because even if you're human in your physical reality, you said something you didn't like, you made the wrong decision between two options, you're like, I invested in this company instead of this one, and then this one blew up, or you feel like you said the wrong thing, it's okay because you are so powerful that you can still choose your desired outcome despite that minute thing, experience, circumstance that you experienced. So let's say you said the wrong thing, you can still choose within what you want. So maybe you didn't invest in the right company at that time, but you can still know that you are going to get the best investment results because you choose it within. So just because it didn't happen then doesn't mean it won't happen. It just hasn't happened yet. And that is so important for you to realize that you are the strongest power within. And no matter what happens, what actions you have taken in your physical reality, you can use revision, Neville Goddard. I say re-envision your circumstances, which is totally not even necessary, but that's if like your brain is really stuck, right? Like if your brain is really stuck, replaying old memories, replaying old stories, replaying old conversations, or living in regret, guys, we're living in a beautiful physical illusion that gets enhanced as you stabilize yourself. So you stabilize yourself knowing that there are no wrong decisions. You're just getting clarity. You're getting clarity on what you prefer. And it's just going to give you so much more freedom to get to enjoy life without all that guilt, regret, and shame that our ego or human brains tend to get stuck in, right? I mean, at least at the beginning, there's a lot of programming around that because it it's easier to look at the past than to lead into the new. But not for you. Not for you. We're going to change that conversation. If you're watching my videos and you're here watching this one, you're going to change the story with it's very easy for me to lead my life. It's very easy for me to let go of the old story and the old attachments, no matter what evidence you might have against it from the past. Remember, the past doesn't even exist anymore. They're just floating clouds, floating stories. And your awareness, which is similar to your attention, your awareness. So everything and all of us were consciousness, meaning this vast thing that can't even be explained. I say the infinite love, the infinite creative energy that's within us all. It's the all, right? And then from there, our awareness gives it shape. When we give things shape, it's kind of like where our attention goes. It starts allowing the reflection to change in accordance to the mold we give it within. And I think like Eckhart Tolle talks about how like we're just living around frozen consciousness, which I think is a really cool way of explaining it. And then also that anything that's frozen can melt and something new can be frozen in its place, right? And from my experience, once I started living and practicing everything that I share with you guys, I see it on a daily basis. What I see within starts being reflected all over my life, despite the evidence of the opposite from the past. So you really just get to let go of all that baggage and choose again what you prefer, kind of like reinventing yourself, but every day. You can reinvent yourself every day, but it's not even a reinvention because you're not really your physical form. You're not really your ego. So it's really letting go of this beautiful being that is here to also help us get around life. And like, we have our senses, we see, touch, we share joy with the world. But if you identify yourself with the ball of clay, that's the way I say it, like your flesh is just a ball of clay. And so are your experiences, your skills, your attributes, everything you want to experience in your life. They're so moldable. it becomes more challenging if you identify, if you think, oh, because I had this experience, this circumstance, or somebody's talked to me the wrong way, or I fell on my face a couple of times. Like, if you believe you're those things, you're going to keep replaying that. So if you think you suck, you make bad decisions, everybody's always mad at you, you're awkward, I don't know, like things that your brain tells you to disempower you. And, or maybe it did it in the way that other people said it to you. Who cares? It's just shadows. They're just, oh, they're just shadows. I don't know why I hit myself. But, and as you re envision them, it has to catch up. So, another example I can give you that you can start practicing this, like your freedom of creation and decision making skills, is like when you're purchasing clothes. So, you can purchase clothes without having to ask everybody if they like it. Don't get me wrong, like a little bit of feedback if you're having fun with like your family or friends, you're like, do you like this? Whatever. But if you become so codependent that you really can't make a decision, if other people don't like what you're doing, then it's an issue because they're just reflecting what you believe anyway. So you can pick out the ugliest dress in the world. Everybody could think it's ugly, but you put it on and you believe that it's the most beautiful thing and you carry it with like the utmost confidence. I like believe me that the entire world will change its mind to match your own. Depending on how like strongly you believe it, it'll happen faster rather than later. But you see it in the fashion industry all the time. Like that confidence that it projects outwardly, like people like just buy into it because they don't care what you think. I mean, some companies do, but some others don't. They'll just be like, hey, listen, this is what we put out and it looks like a garbage bag. And we made this girl looks good in it. And then everybody's wearing it. It's true. I'm not making it up. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Like, it's your energy that influences your life. And it's very powerful once you can live in that truth, that knowing that you're so loved, you're so safe, you're so supported, you're stable, and that you get to have fun with life as opposed to being like so confused, insecure, like where do I go? Who's going to tell me to make the decision? You get to choose. Give yourself the creative freedom. And I know like at first it's a little intimidating, so that's why I'm saying like start small. Perhaps if you need to start making your own decisions by ordering from the menu without asking anyone, or like starting creative endeavors, like you start cooking before you're like, I'm so bad at cooking, but you can start cooking and then see that you're going to get better, like you're going to learn, and you're just trusting yourself to try new things is going to be so fun. And just really like spice up your life. Get it? Cooking pun. Anyway, what else was I going to say on this topic? And then you're going to realize that the most valuable thing, this is for me the most valuable thing. So I'm sure that it will be for everybody. Is like having that freedom to know that you are peaceful and stable from within and that everything else follows. So I was somebody too that I was learning all this stuff. I wanted to progress in life. I got into personal development, health, wellness. I think a lot of you guys know that I was like in the fitness community too. And I just wanted to like be better. And I got a lot of things. I actually manifested a lot of my goals. And at first, it was through hard work and discipline. And then some things just appeared out of nowhere. And I was like, what are these magical things happening in my life? But I soon realized that it was never about getting things. It wasn't about manifesting so I can have the best car, even though I did get the best car of my dreams and I still have the car of my dreams. It wasn't about manifesting the best apartment, even though I still live in the apartment of my dreams and I'm planning to move to an even better one soon. But those things just gave me confidence in my own skills. But the best thing that I learned was that I can stabilize myself and that there's an infinite creative energy within me that's always going to love me and support me and be there with me and guide me to the right decisions. And you do too. You have that too. And that's why I'm so passionate to share this with you guys, that you're not alone. You're so much bigger than this physical reality. And all of it is a reflection of the dream you choose within. So I hope that made sense. And if it didn't, let me know in the comments so I can get better at clarifying this for you guys, because for me, this is our channel and I want to keep an open line of communication, because as you grow, I grow, and I get better at explaining these beautiful teachings that so many have been like passing on since the creation of time. But yeah, so leave me any questions. Also, if you find this useful, also let me know so that I get excited. I get so excited when I get one of your comments. So I'm like, yay, people are watching me and they're going to be so much happier in their lives. Again, finding that true stability and just experience the wonders of the world, understanding that fear is an illusion, that your ego, just kind of like holds on tight to, because the ego is limited. It's a beautiful thing. It tries to protect us, but the ego, our physical being, is limited, and we're so much bigger than that. So with that, I leave you guys. Remember, I have other links. If you want one-on-one coaching, you totally don't need anything other than your inner consciousness, your awareness, and your internal discipline. It's internal discipline. That's the best discipline. But if you want to experience somebody reminding you how powerful you are and where you're going, having somebody like me that's already experienced it is a really powerful resource. So it's up to you. But I also have other links where I will always remind you just how powerful you are and keep this momentum going. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing day, week, and present moment. Bye bye.